Rioters tore through the Capitol on January 6th, leaving physical and emotional wounds under the 200-year-old dome. Evacuated lawmakers eventually returned to certify the election. However, it was Capitol workers, many of them black and brown, who picked up the pieces of a fractured democracy.
The white supremacists and insurrectionists that entered our workplace, our safe haven that day, they had nooses. They had Confederate flags.
While we were disturbed, I cannot sit here and tell you we were surprised.
As a Black Hill staffer, I was not able to blend in. I was not able to hide the way that some of my other colleagues would have.
The Congress elected in November is the most racially inclusive in history, but staffers are still overwhelmingly white.
But we need to be in positions of power because staffers of color, Black staffers specifically, also have the power to advocate for the needs of Black and brown communities.
Sarah Guerrero escorted her boss, Texas Congresswoman Sylvia Garcia, off the House floor during the riots. Sarah remembers linking arms with the Congresswoman and praying for their safety.
And in the moment, to me, it was just so instinctual. And in Hispanic culture, you'll do that with your family. When you're with your mom or with your aunt or with, a loved one, you want to take care of them. And so I was talking to her about it, and she was like, Sarah, that's so cultural. Like, that's very ours to do that.
Now, reality setting in, those in positions of power ensuring their staff deal with the long-term trauma.
Look, I'm not worried about you today or tomorrow or next week. I'm worried about you in a month, in 2 months, in 6 months, the rest of your career. Like, you need to talk to somebody. And so the resources that have been made available to staff have been really, really helpful.
During hearings examining the riots, officials focusing on the mental health impact, dozens of custodians cleaning up the mess hours after fearing for their lives.
We don't talk about them and the harm they suffered often enough. One janitorial worker recounted how he was so scared that he had to hide in a closet during the attack. He said, quote, "I was all by myself. I didn't know what was going on."
Some of the custodial workers, they may be afraid to speak up just because they don't know what we're after. If they can't, I will.
Despite efforts to ensure that another attack doesn't take place again, personal relationships have suffered in the Capitol. Trust lost in one another as partisanship grows.
At this current moment, I choose not to be in communication with my previous friends that occupy positions on the other side of the aisle. And I don't see how they live with themselves, to be quite honest with you.
We reached out to Capitol police officers and custodial workers, as well as some GOP black and brown staffers, to get their take, but none agreed to be interviewed. 2 months after the insurrection, black and brown staffers on Capitol Hill that we spoke to are focused on taking care of each other and working to prevent another day like January 6th.
The late Congressman John Lewis said something that resonated with me when I was an intern. He said, "If not us, then who? And if not now, then when?" And that's a guiding principle for me.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.